Hello everyone, welcome to Testimony Tuesday. I'm Kevin De Silva, I'm 17 years old, and today I'll be sharing about my soccer journey in the past few years and how God has moved through it. And yeah, let's get to it. First of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to Gen 12 Church, and I'll thank God for this opportunity to share my testimony. It's a real blessing, and yeah, appreciate it all. First of all, for those who don't know me, I'm a huge soccer fan, and I'm training to become a professional soccer player and make a career out of it. And I'm hoping to shine God's light through me and do what I love. And I've played for 6 years, and I've played for 2 different soccer clubs as well as representing Victoria in it. And today I'll actually be speaking about my journey on trying to play for Victoria and how God moved through me and through that journey. Starting off in May 2018, didn't have the greatest start. I got injured with a 5-week injury to my knee and recovered pretty well, and just before the state trials, it was 2 weeks before the state trials, I wasn't too confident, but I still trialed anyway. Managed to be unsuccessful in the trials and didn't make the team, but still had hope and still had faith that I could do it another year, and just kept believing. I was 15 at the time when I decided to change to play for senior football, and yeah, 2019 came and it was pretty hectic. It was pretty hard. Had to train every day, 4 a.m. starts, just working hard, and it came to June 2019 and it was the state trials again. Managed to get through the month of the trials, and on July 5th I got an email saying that I made the team. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. It was probably one of the best days of my life, and it was just a great experience, but yeah, it was just unexplainable really, but I was so happy. But then I realized that there was a lot of payments to do, and I was getting a bit worried that I wasn't going to be able to make it and pay for the fees and pay for the trip there. And I managed to pray about it and just think of ways to get money and all this stuff, and thought of opening a GoFundMe page, and it worked pretty well. At the start of September, the month that I started to play, I managed to get all my fees paid and the flights to Queensland where I was going to play, and the kits and everything else was paid off by all the donations, and it was a real blessing that my family didn't have to spend a single cent, but God provided for it all. And yeah, thanks to a lot of people, my friends, the family, even the school that donated, and for the soccer clubs, and it was a really great experience. When it was time to go, it was September 29th, and it was time to fly to Queensland, and I was so excited and really was nervous, but we managed to get through that. Went to Queensland and was going to the opening ceremony, and I started feeling really sick. It was the worst I felt in a while, and yeah, we were at the opening ceremony, and we had to stand up for the national anthem, and I couldn't really stand up. I mean, I can't really sing, so it didn't make a difference, but I just felt awful, and my knees were weak and everything, and I was just ready to go to bed. After that, we went to our accommodation, and all the boys went out for lunch and everything, but I just went into my hotel and just stayed there for a bit, put some gospel music on, and just spent time with the Lord. And I managed to fall asleep while the boys were out, and woke up feeling a little better, but wasn't too sure. That night my coach called me into his hotel room and wanted to have a chat with me about my position and if I was able to play the next morning. And I wasn't too sure at the time, so was the coach, but after us talking, he managed to to decide whether I was able to play or not. And when I was about to leave, he asked to pray for me, and to be honest, I was really surprised, but I said yes, and he prayed for me. I went back to my hotel room just with the boys and spent the rest of the night there. Woke up the next morning and I felt the best I felt in a while. My sickness was gone, and it was like I felt refreshed for the games in that week. And that morning we versed South Australia for the first game. I didn't start that game, but I went on around 20 minutes into the first half, and 5 minutes into me playing, I scored my first goal for Victoria and my only goal for Victoria. But it was probably one of the best feelings when I was there. So it was just a great experience. That was probably my highlight in Queensland, and for the rest of the week we played pretty good, had our ups and downs. We managed to reach the semi-final and we lost to New South Wales, but it was pretty heartbreaking, as I personally felt that I played a pretty bad game. But overall, the experience in Queensland was amazing. It was probably the best experience I've had in my life outside of Victoria, and it was just an honour to play soccer for my state, and yeah, it was really good. A verse that stood out for me was Galatians 6:9, which says, "So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time we will reap a harvest of blessings if we don't give up." I believe that was just a reminder to continue strong in our faith and our walk with God, and that we should never give up no matter what situation we are in, and we should always just focus on what God can provide and believe that He can make a way that through any situation, whether it's hard and quite difficult. Another scripture I have was Philippians 4:13, which says, "For I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength." I believe this verse is very motivating, and it speaks for itself, as we all can do everything if we put God first, and through Christ we can do all things. And another verse that stood out for me was Romans 8:18, which says, "Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory He will reveal later on." This verse really stood out to me, as I believe that I went through a lot of struggles, a lot of physical struggles, mental struggles, and even financial struggles. But I believe that God took all those struggles away and replaced them with blessings and joy and strength to get through my journey, and to come out of it learning a lot from it, and just being blessed and feeling blessed. And yeah, it was a true blessing to just be a part of the journey and have God at the center of it all. That's all I've got to say today. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you feel touched and encouraged by my word and my testimony. I'd like to say thank you to Gen 12 Church once again for giving me the opportunity to say my testimony exactly a year after it all happened. And God bless you guys, and I love you all. Peace out.